Let the music go for a minute. Hop in whenever you want.
How's it going? I'm John with the Food is Free Project. Today we're going to build you a wicking bed garden that waters itself. So we've gathered all the materials today. They're all salvage materials. We've got wooden pallets, political signs, some scrap wood, scrap PVC. We've got some tumbled glass over here from the landfill, some donated soil, and an old tarp. So,
outside of the tarp, this was a zero cost. And the tarp was $2.
$2. So, yeah, so
accessible. Step one is gonna need to make a box. You're gonna need to make that box using these pallets. Our garden bed's gonna have 4 sides. And so we're gonna take side 1 and 2 from this pallet here. They're gonna be facing each other, having the same length. And then the other guy's gonna be a little bit shorter. We'll just use them from the tips of this pallet here. That.
So after we've made our cuts, we've chopped off the ends of the pallet. Basically that leaves us with, this will be one side of the garden here. This will be the opposite side across from it. So you're left with this middle piece here. That doesn't mean it can't be used, but it won't be used on this garden.
So step 2 is take these pieces of pallet and put them together into a box, into a garden bed, into what will be...
What we're doing is we're actually using the pavement and it's basically setting up the bed how it's going to be upside down. So that way the top will all be flush with itself, so you're going to want to find a driveway or a pavement or some type of flat surface, piece of plywood, and so basically we're going to set it up upside down, screw it together, and then we can flip it back over and we'll level out the ground where we're going to be installing it, but something to keep in mind.
The pallets are romantic. It's almost like they're made for each other.
They built Titanic out of pallets, and the problem still be floating. So we've got it all screwed together. The pallets really worked well together in this instance, so it only took 8 screws to actually hold it together. So that might not always be the case. There are no definite rules when building pallet garden beds out of salvage materials, but yeah, if you pick your pallets accordingly, this could happen to you.
We're experienced palletiers at this point.
Yeah.
Look at that. Super flush.
Aye.
Now we're gonna get really pro with it and salvage some fencing material.
That's perfect.
Yeah, this guy doesn't even need to be cut.
Not only do these garden tops look good, but they feel quite nice too to rest your bum on and harvest your veggies. So what we're going to do is lay it down in its position. We're going to mark around the edges with a shovel. And basically we're going to want to be leveling out this backside so that the bed is more or less level, because there's going to be a water reservoir in the bottom, so we need to make sure that the water is getting to all sides of the bed. So after you've leveled it out a little bit, it's good to kind of get it back into place, do a little vibe check, get your little level handy, and it's definitely still going to need a little bit of work. We're good sideways, but...
Step 5, we're going to line the inside of this with political sign or corrugated plastic or plywood.
Basically, the purpose of the political sign is going to be to support the inside walls, because you'll notice that these outside of the pallets have a lot of solid boards, but the inside, if you take a look, has big gaps. So we don't want the soil to just fall into those gaps, so it'll basically just be creating an inner wall that helps support the bed from the inside.
Advantage. So I measured 15 inches because I knew that these segments were 15. So I gave myself a strip 15 inches, and now I measured, kind of eyeballed where it's going to sit inside of here. I'm just going to cut through. So right now I've got some extra political sign I'm going to toss in the bottom here just to make sure that there's no sticks or twigs or anything that can mess with the plastic or the tarp, what's going to make the basin for the wicking bed. So this is going to create a waterproof kind of liner which will act as our reservoir. Fill that up with crushed glass or children, just whatever you want in your small pool. You don't have to use a tarp. We kind of came across this tarp, and normally we're using like a black plastic kind of pool liner. If you have a whole lot of friends, then you can have them hold the sides of this while you pour the glass in, and everything's hunky-dory. But if you don't, then you should ask yourself some questions and find some trim like this so you can do it yourself. So what I'm doing is just rolling this around, giving it something to grip on really, and I'm just going to tack this in right into this middle brace.
So after we have put our liner in the bottom, we're going to be putting 4 to 6 inches of crushed glass that we've gotten from the landfill. It's been tumbled, so it's not sharp.
Shooting holes in the bottom of this 1/2 inch PVC. It's going to go across the wicking bed, just right where the soil meets that glass, and it's going to act as an overflow valve.
Keep in mind is that you want the tube to be angled forward for drainage. So we've got our holes face down, and we have it angled forward so as the water level rises up, it knows which way to drain. Then this will be our drainage pipe. Generally we like to stick it in the corner and kind of keep it out of the way. So you're going to just bring your hose over here and water it directly. So we've got the water reservoir underneath, which this crushed glass is just kind of creating a void of space, and the soil above it. So the burlap is breaking the surface tension of the water and keeping those two areas separate. So just the same way that a candle wicks wax up the flame, this will keep these areas separate, and as the soil above it dries out, water will rise up through the fabric and go from where it's moist to where it's dry. So it'll naturally water it automatically until the reservoir from underneath has been fully depleted of water. So we'll just kind of tuck it back in the corners and just start filling it with soil. Generally, water won't wick past about 18 inches, so you probably won't want your soil to be any deeper than that. So we've got it just about done here. We're gonna grab some seedlings that we can plant.
It's really important to sing for your plants. It's really important to get them in a good mood for transplantation and propagation, germination, and growth.
So after you've planted your seedlings in your bed, you want to give them a little drink from above. This will probably be the only time you have to water them from up top. Then from then on, you'll just bring your hose over to this watering pipe and turn it on. Keep on watering it until water comes out of this front drainage right here, and you know it's full. You can expect to water it once every 2 to 4 weeks. You can grow, 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 you can grow. Words came from my mouth, be still, know that you are loved.
grow. You can grow, guys and gals. You can grow.